Sometimes at these sessions, you just run into some bad entries, and that's exactly what happened to me right here. So, most of these games are basically trash, with the exception of the first two. So, the first one up is Frogun Encore. You are this character who went out with his friends for a hike, and then when you return to your village, these evil bugs were attacking, and then now you have to go and protect your village and defeat the bugs and stuff. So now you have like this frog in your hand to kind of like reach out and grab them, and you could throw them, kind of like Clonoa gameplay. And then you also have like other abilities, like you could use the frog's tongue to help you get over, bottomless pits and double jump and things like that. So this game is actually really good. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. The way the level design is, how it's like this top down area where it's like blocky and things like that. I thought it was pretty cool. Reminds me of one of those old PlayStation games. So the opening cutscene was also pretty well animated as well. So this game, like I said, is really good. One of the only two that's good at this session, so I suggest you try this one out. Next game is Funtography, and this is one of those games that looks like it was played on Windows 95. So it looks very nostalgic with everything being pixelated, and it has like this 8-bit music that will alternate depending on where you are in the world, like depending on what location you go to. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on here. You mostly traverse by making one of 4 choices that are on your screen, and each choice just leads to more choices. So when I went into the neighborhood, the game said something like, do you want to go further into the neighborhood? Do you want to go over here? Do you want to go over there? So I choose to go further into the neighborhood, and then it eventually notified me saying something like, you shouldn't go any further unless you have to. So I eventually just turned back, went to the bar, and then, chose the option to go inside the bar. And then from there, you could speak to patrons, the bartender, and things like that. And you could also examine the area, so you could find like money laying around and things like that. So this looks like a very interesting game that I'd like to return to, but unfortunately at the moment I just don't have enough time. Next is Foo's Fun Journey, and this game is a 2D platformer. It says Fun Journey, but it was not fun. You move really slow and cannot run. It lacks controller support, and when I entered the store, I did not know how to exit. I saw an option for the changing room, but not for exiting the store. So I tried clicking all the different areas to see, if it could get me out. And then I tried pressing a bunch of different keys, and then I hit the escape key, only to be returned back to the game's title screen. So I just shut this game off after that. I just really did not enjoy it. Next is Galactic Blasters D2, and I couldn't get past the game's title screen. It didn't have controller support, and I was moving up and down the title screen with the W and S keys, but I could not start the game. I was just randomly pressing keys to see if any of them would start, spacebar, enter, then just a bunch of random ones, and none of them, started. Not even a Z key, nothing, and it didn't have anything displayed on the screen to let me know, what should I press to, select an option or to start the game. So I just basically had to skip this one. Next is Gauntlet of the Universe, and just like the previous entry we reviewed, it doesn't have instructions on how to navigate in the game's menu. So I start this game up and I'm moving around with the WASD keys, and I'm trying to figure out how to shoot. So eventually I saw that in order to shoot you would use the control key. So now I'm like, okay, I can move, I can shoot, and I can't figure out how to turn around. So I'm like, how do I turn around? So I'm trying all of these keys to try to figure out how to turn around, only to figure out that you use the mouse to turn around, and then that you could use the left click to shoot. So I'm thinking, why would they make the control key shoot if you could just use the left click to shoot? This just made it more confusing for me, and it's just all the more reason why I like using control pads as opposed to keyboards and mouses. So there's even a part of dialogue where the player character asks the instructor, what are the controls? Like, how do I shoot? And the instructor says something along the lines of, I don't know, figure it out. So that seems like it could be kind of humorous, but, at the same time, it was freaking annoying. I would rather have some tips pop up on the screen telling me, what the controls are so I could freaking figure this game out. So anyway, once I actually did figure out the controls, one of those zombie dudes hit me and took all my life and killed me. And then there was no way to restart the freaking game. So the only way to restart was to close the damn thing. And I decided not to reopen it. So like I said, most of these games aren't interesting with the exception of the first two. I'm going to try to speed this up as Sage has a lot of entries and the Sonic hacking contest is about to start. So I'll link these in the description. Thank you all for watching and I will see you later.